So we're launching kind of into this new, I wouldn't say genre, but just a feel of Cascade Country is what we're calling it. Cascade Country really solidifies it, that Cascade mountain range that just goes right up the middle of the state. And we're always crossing those mountains back and forth to tour on the eastern side of the state, over into Idaho and Montana, and then back over into Seattle north, and then south down to Portland. And so it really just kind of symbolizes, you know, circling that Cascade range. And so, plus it's just kind of catchy. So my name's Aaron Crawford. I'm a country singer from Seattle, and we're here at Orbit Audio Studios in Pioneer Square in Seattle, recording Evergreen. Pretty excited about that, to be able to do kind of things our way, the way we want to do them with the guys that I play out with and that we play here in Seattle and around the Northwest with. It's really crazy because people do think of Seattle, they think grunge, and they think Nirvana and Soundgarden and Pearl Jam, and that's all true. But even in Seattle proper, you've got a lot of country, but once you step 20, 30 minutes outside of Seattle, it's rural. You're as country gets, and I've toured all over the country, and Seattle outside is just as similar to those other country areas, if not more. There's the horses, you've got the hills, you've got just all those country elements. I mean, I grew up on 10 acres out in Snohomish with goats and horses and cows and waterfalls and creeks and streams, and it's just a lot more country than people think. It's just not, you know, that whole grunge scene. Yeah, Evergreen. I mean, in some ways it's self-explanatory. We're in the Northwest, it's the Evergreen state. I think we really just, or at least I, really just wanted to hone in on that kind of pride of the Northwest. You know, there's lots of places have it. You know, Texas has it. The South has it. I'm sure East Coast has the same thing. But we have that here too, and it was really one of those things I wanted to just kind of put our stamp on it of here in the Northwest and say, yeah, Evergreen, that's what we're writing these songs about. That's kind of what they're drenched in, is that evergreen trees and the symbolism there, and man, just a cool idea. Orbit Audio is where we're recording the new album, and people will ask why Orbit Audio, and my co-producer Josh Olson, when I came to him and said, look, I want to record in Seattle. I want you to take a look at some studios and find out where's a good spot to get the sound we're going for to kind of create this Cascade Country sound. And he got a hold of Orbit Audio and talked with Joe Reinecke, and he used to be a singer for Alien Crime Syndicate. He just really knows his stuff. Been around the block. He's got a great studio with a great board, great microphones, and it's just really comfortable here. And he really was excited to work with us on creating this sound of kind of blending that contemporary country sound that you might hear on the radio stations and blending it with our Seattle mentality and kind of creating something just a little bit off-center. Yeah, so with this album, I wanted to record with my friends, my guys that I play music with on a weekly basis, and just really get that flavor of what they have. And I think you get a different sound when you've been with someone in a friendship level for 15 years. They really kind of read you and they're getting what you want out of a song, whereas you're not going to get that with someone maybe that you've just met who is really talented. But just that relationship and just looking over and playing music with your guys, your buddies, and it just gives a different tone. I think a lot about this album that people are going to enjoy is it's kind of a gateway album. A lot of the shows we play, people come up and we'll be playing in venues that maybe are not specifically country oriented. And we get a lot of people coming up and saying, I don't like country music, but I like what you're doing. The great part about it is we get the people who love country music saying, we love what you're doing, this is great. So I think this is one of those albums that can be a really easy on-ramp for people to kind of put your toe into the countryside of music and just really hear what that genre might be about. So you'll hear some elements of country. You'll hear those banjos, you'll hear mandolins, you'll hear guitar riffs being played in the country way, but you'll also hear them being played in like a Seattle kind of way. You'll hear kind of those drenched tones and just our different approach to it. I think it's going to be a great combination of those things.